This is a hard time right now. We are going through a very hard time in trucking, and truck drivers are just one step away from losing it all. But the big mega carriers and big organizations are losing their shirts as well because they're losing their customers. Everybody is just cutthroat. The shippers, the warehousing, everybody wants a better deal. And because of it, they just can't do it. I remember having a conversation interviewing a driver recently that had all of his trucks paid off and still lost his contracts.
Manager called me and said, "Hey man, I hate to, bust the news out to you, but we just got this quote in and he's half your quote. We're gonna have to go towards him if you can't get your rate down." And I told him, "No, I can't get my rate down because I can't compete with the mega carrier. They're 75 cents to over $1 a gallon savings. They're paying their drivers, probably 50 to say 65 cents at most. And I took pride in paying my drivers really well."
It's just a very hard time right now. Let's get into today's video. We're hoping to give you daily updates, but everyone's talking about in Q4 things will get better. But as of now, according to Craig Fuller, definitely there is just too many truck drivers on the road and it needs to stabilize.
Fortunate reality, and just to be completely blunt, is there's only two ways that you're going to get higher freight rates. One is we see a massive surge in volume, which is unlikely to happen. The economy is just not going to get stimulated the way it did during COVID. The government's not going to write another $1 trillion stimulus plan into the economy to drive all this volume, or it's going to come from the reduction of the number of trucks in there. And frankly, the only way to reduce trucks, unfortunately, and this is a factor of trucking, is you will see a lot of bankruptcies.
Mutha Truckers, let's get into today's video. There are just too many truck drivers in the industry, and just more companies have to fall off until rates can stabilize. And, it was so harsh to hear that, but Texas, Florida, Illinois, Michigan, and Georgia, trucking firms are stating that they are firing and letting go truck drivers because loss of their direct customers. And we've seen this time and time again. We've had a conversation about running your business just off the load boards and how that's dangerous. But what's even more dangerous is when you start losing your customers, because right now, these shippers, it is their day. They can say, "Hey, if you can't do it for a better price, I know 8 other companies that would love my business." And so companies are losing customers left and right. And because of that, there's a good article on FreightWaves here that says over 1,300 layoffs hit the logistic companies across the U.S. all around the same time. So Universal Logistics out of Warren, Michigan, based Universal Logistics is permanently shutting 2 of its subsidiaries, laying off a total of 677 employees. The layoffs are related to Universal operated entities Logistics Insights Corp. And Universal Dedicated of Detroit and Auto Parts Warehousing and Logistics. So Universal's Dedicated of Detroit's closure will affect 230 truck drivers who worked from the facility. Logistics Insights Corp. Closure include 164 warehouse workers, 212 forklift operators, 26 dock workers, and 45 clerical employees. Now, the second company is called Swiss Port Cargo Services. Global cargo handler Swiss Port Cargo Services recently announced it is laying off 235 workers at a cargo handling operator in Atlanta. And they said that their layoff is related to losing a contract with Amazon. The layoffs include 198 delivery drivers. RXO Logistics, right? You've heard of them, transportation solutions provider, recently announced it is laying off 114 employees at a facility in Warren, Michigan. Nosco Inc., packaging solutions provider Nosco Inc., is closing a facility in Carrollton, Texas, and laying off 51 workers. Now, Ryder Integrated Logistics is laying off 29 workers from trucking facility in Romeoville, Illinois. It says the job cuts, which are scheduled to be finalized by April 30th, are due to the loss of customers, according to state filings. These big companies are losing their customers to other big companies, and because of it, they are laying off drivers. So across the nation right now, and this is just some of the companies, recently they just laid off 1,300 drivers. Mutha Truckers, comment down below what your thoughts about this. Just want to give you that information.